start off with some of the things which have actually attracted me to spoken word to begin with. I actually realised the other week that I've been listening to spoken word all my life. In actual fact, when I was 6 or 7, maybe 8, my aunt introduced me to the quite wonderful Stanley Holloway. Any of you heard his stuff? Going over it? And of course my favourite, like everybody else's, was The Lion and Albert. So that's what I'm going to start off with. The first piece of spoken word I ever heard, played to me by my aunt on old, really, really heavy 78s. It goes like this. There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun. And Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. A grand little chap with young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite a swell, with a stick with an horse's head handle. It was the finest that Poundland could sell. Now, I didn't think much to the ocean. The waves, it was piddling and small. There were no wrecks. There were nobody drowning. In fact, there was nothing to laugh at all. So Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom decided to visit the zoo. And there were lions and tigers and camels. And old Dale, Brains Bitter too. Now there was one great big lion called Wallace, whose nose was all covered in scars, and he lay in a somnolent posture, with his face on the side of the bars. Now Albert had heard about lions, how they were ferocious and wild, and to see this one lying so peaceful, well, it didn't seem right to the child. So straightway, the brave little fella, not knowing a moment of fear, took his stick with the horse's head handle, and he poked it in Wallace's ear. You could tell that the lion didn't like it, for giving a kind of a roll, he pulled Albert inside the cage with him, and he swallowed the little lad whole. Now Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom are quite right when all said and done, complained to the animal keeper how his lion had eaten their son. Well, the keeper was quite nice about it, and he said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you quite sure it's your son he's eaten?" Father said, "Aye, there's his cat." Well, the manager had to be sent for. He came and he said straight away, "How much to settle the matter?" And Father said, "What do you usually pay?" But Mother then took a bit awkward when she thought where young Albert had gone, and said, "Somebody's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. Down there then at the police station, in front of the magistrate chap, they told what had happened to Albert, and they proved it by showing his cat. Now the magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he said that he hoped the Ramsbottoms would have further sons to their name. But at that, Mother got a bit lazy. "Thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "Spend all my life raising children to feed bloody lions? Not me." So, after a solid diet of Stanley Holloway, I then moved on to some of the greats of our old comic genius. Anybody remember Flanders and Swan?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hitting spots there as well, am I? This is always my favourite Flanders and Swan piece. It was on the Monday morning. The gasman came to call. The gas tap wouldn't turn. I wasn't getting gas at all. He tore out all the skirting boards to try and find the mains, and I had to call the carpenter to put them back again. It was on a Tuesday morning. The carpenter came round. He hammered and he chiselled and he said, "Look what I found. Your joints are full of dry rot, but I'll put them all to rights." And then he nailed right through the cable, and out went all the lights. It was on Wednesday morning the electrician came. He called him Mr. He couldn't be bothered to remember the name. He said, "Couldn't reach the fuse box without standing on the bin." And then his foot went through the window, so I called the glazier in. It was on the Thursday morning. The glazier mate came along with his blowtorch and his putty and his Merry Glazier song. He put a brand new paint in. It took no time at all. But I had to call the painter in to come and paint the wall. It was on the Friday morning. The painter made a start. With undercoat and overcoat, he painted every part, every nook and every cranny. And I found when he had gone is we painted over the gas tap and I couldn't turn it on. On Saturdays and Sundays, they do no work at all. So it was on the Monday morning that the gas man came to call. That's always been a fact, hasn't it? Now, because I do occasional, very occasional stand-up stuff, I've listened also through my life to a lot of stand-up comics. One of my favourites has always been Billy Connolly. And in fact, he has given me my secret ambition in life. When I saw him in Manchester when I was in my mid-20s, the guy about 3 chairs ahead of me, about 3 rows ahead of me, he laughed so much at one gag that he fell off his seat. And it's my secret ambition to one day write a gag that's so good that somebody falls off the chair. It'll probably be my ex-wife when she hears that I'm writing a romance book next. But this is one of my favourite. This is one of my favourite Billy Connolly routines. It's called Ivan the Terrible. There was a wrestler, and he was a Russian. He was called Ivan the Terrible. And he had 2 famous holds. He had the half pretzel and the full pretzel. The half pretzel broke your back, and the full pretzel killed you. So this trail of dead bodies is stretching right across Europe. And in the end, no one's going to fight him. But then one day, the circus comes to Swansea. And you can tell the circus had come to Swansea because there was elephant shit all over Fabian Way. And the RAC and the AA put road signs about it. Elephant is shit on Fabian Way. Treat it as a roundabout. They put the big top up down by the library. And all the usual things are going on. There's the lions and the tigers. And they're all going round, and the audience is having a great time watching them go around. And at last, the ringmaster cracks his whip and says, and now, we have a challenge. We have the great Ivan the Terrible from the steppes of Russia. There's a challenge. Would anyone like to come in the ring and last 2 minutes with Ivan the Terrible? Silence. Oh, says the ringmaster, shall we make it a bit interesting? £1,000 to anyone who'll spend 2 minutes in the ring with Ivan the Terrible. Out of it! Says a voice from the back. And this small guy comes down, straight down from Town Hill, comes out, I'm going to do it! I'm going to do it! And of course the crowd will applaud him, yeah, come on. And the guy goes in the ring and says, come on then, where is he? So they pull back the curtains, and Ivan the Terrible comes into the ring, and he's all hair and muscles. They go, is that it? Yes. £1,000 to last 2 minutes with him. Okay, I'll have a go. So the ringmaster cracks the bell, and Ivan jumps on the young man from Town Hill, and all you can hear is, ah! Ah! No! And suddenly, it's a silence. Then bang! Ivan the Terrible comes spinning out, hits the wall, and slides down, unconscious. And the crowd are going insane. And finally, the ringmaster pulls up back from Town Hill to his friend. How did you do that? Well, said the man, we were in the ring, and I felt him get one hand over the back. I thought, oh no, the half pretzel. And we wriggled around a bit more. I felt his other arm come up. Oh no, it was the full pretzel. And I'm lying there, and I can start to feel life drain out of me, when suddenly, in front of my eyes, I saw it. A huge willy. What did I do with my last breath? I sunk my teeth right into it. And you know, it's amazing the surge of strength you get when you bite your own willy. I'm going to do some of my own material. So I'll be doing some traditional storytelling and a couple of my own story pieces as well. But now, it's over to Joe.